And it's been a while since we did a little Caitlin Clark on the channel. Unc, Shannon Sharpe
Mhm.
is once again coming to bat for Caitlin Clark as Caitlin Clark continues to receive her um, rookie hazing. She continues to get hated on, quote unquote, by other WNBA players as well as the sports world and WNBA as a whole. And Shannon Sharpe ain't here for it, man. Shay is not liking the treatment, and he went so far as to express how he feels about this situation on Nightcap with Chad Ochocinco, and he just feels like she's getting hated on. For anyone who hasn't seen this, there was a situation after one of her recent games. She broke like the all-time rookie record for like assists in a game, or assists not assists in a game, but assists for a season for a rookie, I believe. And she's walking off the court, kind of clapping with the crowd. And Skylar Diggins, who I've always personally had a fondness for Skylar Diggins,
Right now.
appeared to kind of go out of her way to walk up on Caitlin Clark and give her a little shoulder shrug. And Shannon Sharpe is just like, "Hey man, what's the deal with that? Why won't y'all let this chick cook? Stop hating on the girl." So here's what Shannon Sharpe had to say in reference to Caitlin Clark getting a little chin check treatment from Skylar Diggins, and he just in general is not here for what he perceives to be a little too much of cheese on the taco when it comes to how these people are treating Caitlin Clark.
I'm just trying to. But Ocho, let me ask you this: when I just saw Asia go off,
Yeah.
ain't nobody walking into bumping into her.
Ain't nobody finna bump in Asia. Asia don't play that. Come on now.
They ain't bumping into Stewie.
You know who?
My thing. If I'm Caitlin Clark,
you know who not to.
if I'm Caitlin Clark, I'd have told Skylar Diggins, get your coat, your brim, and get on out of our gym. Get your coat, your hat, and leave.
Get on out of our gym. I like that.
Now she don't bump into me. Oh, I'm going right get that thing hot. Come on, get hot, people. People.
Yeah, I don't think
people. I'm getting hyped.
Yeah, I don't think she got that in her. She not. I mean, she's a dog through her style of play. Through her play, she's a dog. I don't think she has that trash.
Man, y'all stop this foolishness. Y'all see the woman speed up. Y'all see her. Caitlin Clark is getting the crowd and going. Y'all see Skylar Diggins speed up to make contact with her. Stop this. Y'all mad because that corn-fed Iowa girl busting y'all ass. Y'all said she too weak. She can't do this. She lead the WNBA in assists. She cooking. Let her cook. Let her cook.
Hey, she did speed. Look at the speed walk. Watch the speed walk. Ooh.
Yeah. Let that girl cook. She cut ass. Help us. Hey, she like a double-edged sword, Ocho. She cutting ass left and right. Both sides.
Hey, listen.
Cut them up.
She's doing well for herself. She's doing well for herself. I would like the ladies to welcome her with open arms, and what she brings to the table, what she's brought to the WNBA is as well as the other rookies that are playing well as well. I know Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese probably get most of the credit.
They do.
And all the news and headlines.
Yep.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing because they have a new fan and a new viewer in me. And
nah, bro, it ain't hype. Y'all keep on talking she the great white hype, Ocho. They keep talking about she the great. Ain't no hype. Y'all said the same thing about Larry Bird. I remember. I'm old enough to remember. They said the same thing about Larry Bird. Ain't nothing hype. Ain't nothing hype about Luka. Ain't nothing hype about Jokic. I get it. We're not used to seeing. She she's saucy with that thing.
Oh yeah.
Watching her in person twice. I've seen her against the Aces, and I saw the All-Star game. She is elite.
All right, so what do you make of that? Do you agree with Shannon? You think they need to let her cook? You think they hating on her? You know, we've talked about Caitlin before on the channel, gave our thoughts, and now the WNBA season has progressed a little bit, so we can kind of see what's been happening. But what do you make of what Shannon said there? You think they need to let her cook or what?
Yeah, I mean, you would think, if we just keeping it basketball, yeah, you just let her cook, like how he said they let Asia cook because, man, Asia's a beast, man. I never really watched her play, but, I've been watching some basketball this year, and Asia, she is a monster down there. And they let her do it. So, and there's others that do their things too. So nobody, as far as I'm concerned, it's not at least highlighted or stuff like that as getting this type of treatment so much. The WNBA players, when we covered, her initial spats that she was getting, they were saying that, hey, all the rookies got it, white, black, everybody, the top rookies would get this type of hazatory treatment. But that didn't look like hazing to me. That looked like, get the F out of here. You know what I'm saying? I'm sick of this person. But hey, man, the girl is a chef. She be whipping. I mean, some of those assist numbers that she gets are just astronomical. I'll be on Prize Picks, man. Her over under was like 11.5 on assists. I was too scared to hit under. I said, this would be the day she got 13-14 on my ass. She's liable to do that. So there's some women that I don't bet against, and Caitlin is one of them. I don't bet against her. She could hit the over on anything. So she could get rebounds too. So yeah, man, I think the girl's a baller. The thing that I really think that's going on here, and I think I alluded to this before, I try to make it quick though, but it's I just think that women are competitive amongst each other. We see this with women that are not on a basketball court. We see this with women that aren't even in a sport. So this happens in an office place. This happened at school, where girls are beefing with other girls because that girl thinks she all that. And what I think we're witnessing here is that we're seeing grown women do the same type of stuff that we know that women can do. Notice I said can do. I didn't say all women do this. And so, because clearly there's women on that court that didn't bump her. There's women on that court that was like, okay, timeout or whatever, game over, whatever, I'm going to walk over there. But there's some people that got that chip on their shoulder. And I've seen it personally, like I said, at school and at work, where there's an issue with this one girl over here. I'm not seeing what the problem is. Oh, outside of she's getting more attention than everybody else. And so the other thing is that for women, at least from what I noticed, ladies, correct me if I'm wrong. All right. But, attention is very important to women. All right. And when everybody is paying attention to her, then that's honestly like no different, if you will, than the attractive guy that's paying attention to this girl here more than you and others. So, and other guys are paying attention to this one girl. What is it about her? I got what she got. What is it about her? She ain't about this, she ain't about that. And then they click up and they hate on the girl. I've seen it in 4K. So I don't think this is so much, people like to try to play race and other weird things. I've seen white girls hating on this girl. So I think it's just that kind of stuff playing out in front of everybody's face on a basketball court. But I think everybody's seen this happen in their own office space. I think everybody saw this happen at school or any other social setting, clubs even. So, so my whole thing is that I think this is just what goes on, and everybody's paying attention to this sport now. So they're starting to see it happen a lot more for their liking, I guess. But I agree with Sir Shay here. The girl, she's certified, man. I was, once I saw her play a few games at Iowa, I knew the circumstances were, in her favor in a few areas. But, when it comes to she's the best person on the team, yada, yada, she's going to take all the shots, blah, blah, blah. But she's hitting these things from half court, and she's not chucking it. This is one form. So this girl be hitting it, man. So, yeah, she's a baller. She's going to be around for a while, guys. She's going to break a lot of records. So yeah, if the haters are mad now, they're gonna be a lot tighter 5 years from now. But what are your thoughts, sir, on Sir Shay telling these ladies out here to let CC cook? Yeah, you agree with that?
Yep. I refrained from using the word jealousy back when we did our previous Caitlin Clark topics. That tends to be a trigger word, gets people kind of riled up. But it's starting to look more and more like there is an element of jealousy in place here. Honestly, what's happening with the WNBA is not unusual. Like anyone who follows anything emerging, an emerging trend, could have predicted that this would happen. What's happening with the WNBA currently is what happened with golf when Tiger Woods showed up. Colin Cowherd touches on this. But when something like, it's weird, when you have something that's marginalized, everyone who participates in that thing that's been marginalized, they complain about wanting to get more. They want more exposure. They want more money. They want more resources. They want more attention. But then when they get the more attention and they get the increased exposure, they become insular and they start to say, hey, you wasn't rocking with us before we became more popular. So now we want you to get out of here. Go away. Leave us to our own devices and let us do our own thing. You wasn't rocking with us before, so we don't want you rocking with us now. That's what they're doing with the WNBA. Like prior to Tiger Woods, golf was just whatever. It was this thing that rich white people, frankly, took part in, did it professionally. Tiger Woods shows up, all of a sudden, major championships in golf are leading on SportsCenter, and people are talking about it in mainstream media. That wasn't going on before Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods shows up, all of a sudden golf becomes popular. Now all of a sudden you got these little whiny baby golfers complaining about Tiger Woods. Hey, bro, listen, you didn't move the needle the way he did, right? So if you want to take advantage of the increased attention and exposure that your sport is getting, you're going to have to deal with the fact that that increased attention is anchored by a particular individual that just so happens to not be you. And that's what's happening with the WNBA, in my opinion. I feel like for years, the WNBA was marginalized. It continues to not be a revenue generator. So that aspect of it hasn't changed. It's still subsidized by the NBA. It still does not profit by itself. But it was always this marginalized league, didn't make a ton of money, didn't really move the needle. The only people who really paid attention were hardcore fans, and they complained. They want to make as much money. They want to make more money. They want to be able to make enough money on their contracts that they don't have to supplement their income by doing other things or going to play overseas during the off season or whatever. Right? It was one complaint after the next. Caitlin Clark shows up. Now they're getting the increased attention and the increased exposure. Ratings are higher and all of this good stuff. And that increased exposure is being met with some acrimony on the part of some of these players who were around before she got here. And now they're feeling some type of way about it because they're saying, hey, you wasn't rocking with us before. So even though we got everything that we wanted because we're more popular and we're getting more attention, we now, in a weird roundabout way, resent that attention. Why? Because the attention is not being accorded to me. It's being accorded to her. Or it's not being accorded to a lot of us evenly who've been here and we're great players in our own right. It's being accorded to her. And so we feel some type of way about that. And it manifests itself in ways like what you saw with Skylar Diggins or with Angel Reese, who's still trolling her, right? Or some of these other players, Diana Taurasi, who low-key, I don't think Diana Taurasi likes low-key, I think Diana Taurasi does not like Caitlin Clark.
She don't.
Yeah, she won't say it publicly, but I feel like she feels some type of way about her. And it's like, hey, look, she's the one who's come here and you got what you wanted. Not everything is going to be exactly as you intended for it to be. So how did you think the increased attention was going to come? You didn't think that there was going to be a star player attached to that?
Right.
You thought you were just going to get that attention organically? Like it was just going to happen like out of nowhere? Like there's going to be something culturally that takes place that spearheads the attention.
Right.
When we're talking about sports, that thing is going to be a particular player. It is what it is. It's what Mike did for the NBA.
Correct.
So now in retrospect, you got everything you've been complaining about because the higher ratings, the increased corporate sponsorships, the attention, the increased scrutiny is going to lead to more of a revenue for your sport overall, which means the teams are going to be able to afford bigger, better contracts for some of y'all.
Correct.
Everything y'all been complaining about. You already got the chartered flight, so you don't have to fly commercial no more. She has something to do with that too, whether you like it or not. So all of the things that you've been complaining about are starting to trickle in slowly but surely. Now that you're getting it, you want to complain about the conditions that they came under. But once again, we've seen this in other aspects of life. We see it in other industries. This is not solely endemic to the WNBA. It happened with golf. It happened with baseball, where old heads, the old guard who've been doing this are resentful towards the new breed who have come in and are primarily responsible for that attention. And the thing is, you're going to have to deal with that. It is what it is, man. I've experienced some of this on a much smaller scale growing up as a kid. I was into certain books or video games or movies, right? And they were indie sorts of things. Like nobody's really playing this game. All of a sudden, something happens and the game becomes popular. Now everybody's playing the same video game I've been playing for 5 years. Or now all of a sudden everybody is going to watch, these movies in the theater, but I've been knowing about this because I've been reading the books. Or some of these people like Harry Potter, for example. How many people I know who was reading those books and then it became popular because of the movies, and the people who've been reading the books are mad at the people who want to go watch the movies. So we see this all the time. And my thing is, stop bitching, because what you want, which is increased notoriety for the thing that you love so much, is going to come with some sort of cultural mover of the needle. And I feel like to be angry or resentful towards that is a form of unreasonably trying to have your cake and eat it too. So I'm with Shannon Sharpe. Let the chick cook.
Yeah, 100, man. And listen, they were on, in order to make this happen, as you mentioned, there had to be a cosmic shift. Tectonic plates had to be moved. And so in order for this to happen, man, yeah, it had to be that person. Reese is out there doing her thing, man. She's doing her thing, but the phenomenon of what Caitlin Clark is doing, as far as people watching and paying attention because of her and all this other stuff, it's gonna be weird for the people that were really into it, with all these inflooding normies that's coming in. I'm one of them. All right. So I'm gonna come in with my ignorant takes. I'm gonna come in with my stuff or whatever, but don't bash us, man. And but the eye test shows and her stats show that this girl do this. And so for Angel Reese breaking the double record this year, for anybody, not just rookies, for Caitlin Clark to break the assist record, we still got season to go.
Right. Yeah.
And so so Caitlin and at the clip she shoots threes, she's going to be in contention for a lot of all-time records. So I just say I don't think people are so, like I said, I don't think it's so much that those women are it's not, I don't consider it, I just think it's just normal.
It is. Yeah.
Sorry, bro. It's just normal behavior.
Yeah.
And I think that this is not this, it shouldn't be read into anything deeper than that. But of course people are gonna make their comparisons and say their things. But honestly, man, I think that she's great for the sport, whether the old heads like it or not. But these new girls are good. So something happened. Whether they got more into it or the training or something. But these new girls, like some of the girls in college right now, they're gonna hit the ground running too. Maybe not what she's doing, but they're gonna hit the ground running. So man, I'm disappointed in Miss Diggins or Miss Diggs or whatever her name is, man. I'm disappointed in her, man. She I see why you favor her. I would expect, and she a baller too. So I would expect that she didn't, But and last thing I'll say, but to be fair, all of these women, not all of them, but a lot of these women that are in the league right now were the alphas of their class or of their whatever, and they thought they were going to be the splash person. You couldn't have told me that Diana Taurasi wasn't going to be the splash person.
Hey, I feel the same way. I thought Maya Moore was going to do it. I thought it's a lot of them that I thought was going to do it. Taurasi, Maya Moore, hell, they were just in the pantheon of WNBA. They just are great players, but they didn't culturally move the needle like that.
Yeah,
they're just great players, and there's no slouch in being a great player, but these humans don't come along very often. It's why when it happens, it's such a big deal, because it's not like it's something that happens all the time. We since have not had another person in boxing that's like Muhammad Ali. When was Muhammad Ali in his heyday? In the 60s? It's been 50, 60 years since Muhammad Ali ceased to be relevant in boxing. Still ain't had nobody like that. Yeah, there's been popular names. You've had your Tysons and your Mayweathers, but a cultural revolutionary, that's a whole nother level. And the WNBA, in the grand scheme of the life of sports, is still very young. So it's not hard to imagine that we have not experienced that with this particular league up until this point. So the rest of y'all are just great players. And I don't mean to be dismissive, but it is what it is. The only reason why I even know a lot of these players is because I follow sports. A lot of my casuals who don't follow sports like that know who she is. That tells you something. Exactly. Just like they know who Michael Jordan is, just like they know who LeBron is.
Right.
And I love the NBA. So it's easy for me to resent them because, you only really looking at this because of LeBron. But it's like, that's kind of the way this stuff works. That's just kind of the way it works. But, you're a great player. I think you can take solace in that and be proud of it. But she just happens to be the linchpin. It is what it is. And so I think it's wasted energy to feel some type of way about it. Like, to shoulder shrug her. That part to me is like, she ain't do nothing to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. But this is very normal, I think. As a nerd, I saw this with Harry Potter. The bookies, the people who follow the books got mad at the people going to the movies and felt like, nah, we want more popularity, but we want it on our terms. Same thing with the Lord of the Rings people. When the movie started coming out, all of these people who've been following Lord of the Rings and know all of the details and know everything about the books, they want the popularity, but they want it on their terms.
Correct.
Game of Thrones is another one. Game of Thrones got super popular because of the TV show on HBO, pissed off everybody who's been reading the books. So you want the popularity, you just want it on your terms. And it's the same thing with the WNBA. You want the popularity, you just want it on your terms. And I think what we're seeing with a lot of these players is they're showing through their behavior that they feel some type of way about the terms of the popularity being Caitlin Clark.
Sorry. And sorry. Well, and because I'm a normie, bro. I'm extremely casual with WNBA stuff. But if I hear your name and I know you by face, you're doing something. So I didn't want to hear about Diana Taurasi. I was forced to. I didn't want to know about Sue Bird. I was forced to. There's a few other ones that are part of this, newer thing. The one that shot with Curry. I still can't even think of her name. Yeah. I know who she is. Right. I just don't know her name. But I know who she is. And she can ball. Plum ball. So there's I've heard of names, but they didn't. When I heard they name, the needle did this. And but Caitlin Clark, it was so ridiculous. I had to go see what this is. I was like, come on, man, y'all being ridiculous. I know that these girls, I know that there's always good women that play, but then I saw what she was doing, and I was like, oh, this girl here is taking it to him. She was taking it to him, and so yeah, she had to have a learning curve, but it didn't take that long.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, man, this girl, she's prime time. She's what that's what Stephen A would say. She's prime time.
Box office.
Yeah. She's box office. She is. And whether you like it or not, you got to deal with it. And hey, guys, we're going to be hearing Caitlin Clark's name for the next 15 years. At least next 10. Solid. And if she's shooting like this, that shot don't go nowhere, people. So if she's always shooting like this, man, good luck. And rightfully so, ladies. Y'all gonna finally get y'all bag. But I think that those women that are in the league now won't see that bag. So the hate is gonna be immense. So you know what I'm saying? Only Caitlin's gonna get that bag. And all of them are just gonna look with just I don't want to say envy and none of those things, man. But it is what it is, dog. They wish they were in that position, and they thought they were going to be in that position. And like I said, man, you couldn't tell me that I don't even know what Sue Bird looks like. I would just hear her name. Like somebody showed me 3 pictures right now. They say which one Sue Bird. I don't know, but I just know that she was that person. And so if your name rings bells like that, you know what I'm saying? You think that you're going to go into the league and do what Caitlin Clark's doing, but she actually did it. So give this girl her flowers, man, and be on the right side of things, man. You know what I'm saying? And last thing I say, and the only thing I asked when we first talked about this stuff was just roast her ass. If this is all hype, stop her.
Mm-hmm.
I only saw one girl do it. I had to look her name up. Her name was I've already got it already. Dejanay or Carrington or something like that. She plays for the Sun, Connecticut.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they're the Sun, but she plays for Connecticut. And so she was the only person that I saw. I saw her play her twice at least. She probably played her more, but I saw 2 of those examples. And she kept her in check when she was guarding her. So my thing is, if you feel like this is hype, you feel like she ain't got no handles, you feel like all this other stuff, and you want to bump her, stop her, man. When we played, and there was a guy that people picking first, thinking he got it. I said, let me guard this guy, because I know he ain't about it, and I would stop him. So because I know he not about it, or somebody that ain't got dribble and they bring it past half court, I know he can't dribble, so I'm going to take it. So if she can't do these things, stop her. Oh, y'all can't stop her? She's still getting 30 points and 12 assists and 8 rebounds while she did that? Oh, then she is better than you. So get over it. Get over it, man. There's bigger fish to fry in the world.
Yeah, I'm with Shay on this one. Let her cook. She broke the rookie assist record. That was the record she broke. Yep. So yeah, shouts out to Caitlin Clark, man. I think she's really good for real, and it is what it is, man. She has a man's game, and that might come off as sexist, but the best female basketball players I've ever seen are the ones that I look at, and they remind me of how a guy plays. So she has a man's game, just like Maya Moore had a man's game. They play like dudes. The way that they move, the mood sets that they have, the ball skills that they got. And so she's just really good for real. And like you, I think that I agree. I think you just need to get over it.
Yeah, that girl from Dallas too. She be whipping with that ball. I forgot her name, but she golly, and she tore him up in the All-Star thing too. Nigerian girl, I think. But yeah, man, they got some girls out there that can hoop. But yeah, man, she got good handles. I like how she ball, man. But Shout out to the ladies out there, man. Still out there balling.
Yeah, I'll look that up.